What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Not Just Here and the album Steps 2024. Thank you again to Lisa for providing this and to Junie for the music itself. And the next track is Cul-de-Sac, which is a term borrowed from another language that in a literal sense means a street which only has one exit, and thus as a figurative or metaphorical meaning, I could conceive of a description of a relationship or of a life trajectory which once entered only has one way of leaving, and that is back out the way you came. Of course, it could just be a visual or narrative backdrop for a story, and ultimately I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Not Just Here. The track is Cul-de-Sac, and it's from the 2024 album Steps.
Something I never had. Imaginary bliss in the cul-de-sac. It's loosely based upon the truth. My memories of me and you, nothing more than a friend. I thought I'd have you till the end. I went over the bend, never to see you again. Oh, was it that bad to love the outside crowd? I'll admit that it's sad that I'm jealous of the people in the cul-de-sac. Hoping one day I could let it go. But I tried to stop my heart and then it follows. My world was too cold to live without a hand to hold. So I made my heart out of mold and filled it up with silicone. I was in a test to what I had, but I still want it so bad. The friends across the road, all the people I get to know. Oh, why can't I stop holding on to empty hands of hope? Wishing I had walked another road. At least I have a pair of empty hands to hold. At least I have these empty hands of hope.
I like that one a lot. So lyrically, I heard tidbits. I didn't catch everything, so I'll think about the themes in a moment. But just sonically, again, a very expressive and dynamic vocal performance. A lot of the lines are almost like, speak singing, they're simply describing, and then there's some moments where she really flies up high and is much more rich and expressive. The piano providing essentially the rhythm slash percussion and the melody, so it really allows you to focus on the vocals. And indeed, the vocals at the very beginning, they're melodic singing, non-lyrical singing, so it sort of sets the melodic stage of the tune, and the piano, the rhythm and melody of the piano is really, what's the right word? Like, it's progressing, but at a very steady and moderate pace. So yeah, lyrically, obviously that line about holding the empty hand of hope really does stand out, and that makes it sound maybe melancholic or perhaps even pessimistic. But then there's some other lines that seem to run in a different direction. The idea of how can I miss something I've never had? So maybe wondering, or not even so much wondering, but recognizing that she shouldn't be melancholic, or she shouldn't be forlorn or reflective or wishing she could get back to some prior state, but maybe speculating on why this feeling is maybe reminiscent of, again, holding the empty hand of hope. I do feel like we had a reference to, and again at the end it came a couple times and I was really trying hard to hear it, but I think it was just these empty hands again, but that she was sort of like looking across the street of this cul-de-sac and maybe seeing other people beyond just maybe someone that could be a significant other and a relationship in a more, romantic or, like, what's the right word? A, like, traditional sense. So it feels like there's maybe more emotionally going on here. But yeah, so it sounds like the cul-de-sac is both visual and metaphorical or figurative. And what was it about, like, hanging on to the end or being with other people to the end? So again, if the idea that you're turning around and you're going back to where you came, that could still be a beginning, a middle, and an end, but not in terms of a trajectory in a linear sense. So yeah, again, I'd have to listen again. I didn't catch all the lines, and in part because I was really keyed in on the vocal performance. But yes, it sounds like this is a reflection, a speculation, a depiction of complicated emotions relative to other people with a visual framework doing that expression. And yes, ultimately, I'm curious to hear what Lisa or any others will have to say here, but yes, I enjoy again, I'll keep making some of these references. It reminds me of like a Tori Amos tune because the piano is very central, the vocals are very central, and some of the lines are, I won't say cryptic, but they're figurative in a manner that makes me feel like there's possibly some different interpretations here and maybe even feelings that are running in different directions. So yeah, another really compelling tune. Do let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.